got a sleepy puppy on my feet. I just filmed a whole video. I took a bunch of pictures of myself. And now we're starting video number 2 at 10:57 p.m. Happy fucking Friday. Mind you, I'm totally filming this on a Wednesday, not on a Friday, but this goes live on a Friday. So like I'm trying to play like a little bit of like an Inception thing, you know? Hello. If you haven't seen this eye look, the tutorial is live on my YouTube. Hit the button down there and go look if you're curious. Also, I know I haven't told you what we're doing today, but like while you're looking at my account and thinking about how you really wish that you could create this eye look with me, subscribe, like, comment, enjoy, ring the bell, love me. That's all I have to say about that. So what are we doing today? Well, we are going to be doing my yearly favorites video, which I feel like is an iconic YouTube must-have in your repertoire of videos. So I'm here today to give you my yearly favorites. This is my second annual, if you will, because this is only my second year on YouTube, but that's not the point. And if you want to know what my favorites are for the entire year of 2021, then just keep watching, my babes. So let me open my notebook here, where I have my list of all of my yearly favorites written out so I don't mess up, don't screw up, and you all can know what's going on. So we're gonna go in order of how we apply things to our face. Mind you, everything that I have on my face today, other than the eyes, which is a special tutorial, obviously, is my favorites. Did I use a few of the items on my eyes? Yes, but all of my face, my base makeup, my eyebrows, my lips, is all my favorites. So if you're new here and you've never seen any videos of me using these products, I would highly recommend jumping over to my Instagram, which is at CaitlinJolene_makeup, where I do a Makeup Monday every Monday. It's a like chill, get ready with me style tutorial where I just kind of play some music and we get ready, and I will very often be using all of these products because I love them and I don't stray that far away from them. So if you want to see them in action, feel free. If you want to see particular palettes that I will be talking about later, I have plenty of videos using them all over the place. So let's get into it. Let's start with primer. So I have two favorites. I use them in conjunction with each other and they are for two different purposes. So I always start with my Too Faced Hangover RX. Do I think that I need to purchase this super expensive one? Probably not, but I haven't found another one that feels as moisturizing as this bad boy. So this is a moisturizing face primer with coconut water, probiotic-based ingredient, and skin revivers. It is silicone-free, and it is delightful for my dry skin gals. I put about 2 pumps of this all over my face. I let that sit for a second, and then I go over top with my second yearly favorite, which is the e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. It is a pore-filling primer. It is a putty, as it sounds. Nothing too crazy about it, but it fills in your pores great. It mixes with the Hangover RX well, which is important because I found that the Tatcha Liquid Silk Canvas and the Hangover RX do not work well together because the Tatcha then starts to pill on top of the Hangover RX, but this combination, no pilling. I also find that with Poreless Putty, if I kind of rub it onto my pores and then like kind of massage it in and push it into my pores, it works double as good. So Hangover RX, relatively expensive, but e.l.f. Poreless Putty, $9 at the drugstore. So you'll find that I have a good mix of like high-end and drugstore things in here because I love all things. I am not exclusive, and there is some areas where the drugstore is far superior to the expensive stuff, I must say, and I will get there. One of them being the next product, which is my favorite foundation of all time. Nothing will ever beat it, and I know this is a repeat from last year, but I'm not trying to lie to you and tell you that I have a new favorite, because I don't, okay? I don't think I will ever have a favorite that is not this foundation, because it is the best foundation I have ever used on my skin, ever, okay? L'Oreal Pro Glow. Now, the reason this is the best foundation, in my opinion, is it looks delightful. It looks smooth. It looks like you're not really wearing foundation. It has like a medium coverage, but honestly, if you like look super up close, yeah, I have foundation on, obviously. But if you look from far back, you have no idea. I feel like my skin just looks good. I also think that, and by think I mean know, that this foundation is one of the only foundations that barely, mind you, it still sinks in, but barely sinks into my forehead lines. And that's a deal breaker for me. Every other foundation I have ever tried sinks into my forehead lines so bad. And the only one that doesn't is this. Does it still sink in? Yes. Does it sink in a lot? No. Like not a lot at all. I can tap it out with a sponge and I'm fine. Mind you, I do have to set it. If I'm going to wear foundation, I'm always setting my forehead because my forehead has all these little crinkle crackles that I just dislike, and someday I'll get Botox to fix, but we are not there yet. We're a broke bitch, okay? It's perfect. I'm dry skin. It's glowy. Mind you, I have glowy products under it, but like, you can't say it doesn't look good. If you've watched any videos of mine, you'll know this is my favorite. Now I'd like to move on to my concealers, and I have a surprise. One of them, I believe, is the same one as last year, my CoverGirl True Blend Undercover. At this point, I don't even adventure and buy other concealers because like, she is the one, you know? And I know there's been some people in my life who have purchased this concealer because I told them to in a video, non-directly. But that's because it's amazing. And what's really nice about a full coverage concealer, which is what this is, very full coverage, dries down fast. So I would do little bits at a time. I do both eyes and then blend them out, and then I do the other parts of my face. If you let it sit for too long, it will dry and you will have a hard time blending it. But if you move at a normal pace, just not slow, but normal, you'll be fine. The benefit of using a full coverage concealer for somebody like me who does not wear foundation every day, has no interest in wearing foundation every day, you can use this, put some dots under your eyes, and then blend it this way. Like as you're blending, just like drag whatever extra you have with your beauty blender, just like boop, 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 keep going. And you can get like a decent look. You can even your skin tone. It's really nice. And not only does it cover and, you know, eliminate my purple under eyes, but the fact that I can wear it on my face even though it's full coverage without full foundation on is amazing, and it's so worth it to me. It's a drugstore product and it's delightful, okay? She delightful. So love her for me, okay? Okay. But the other product that surprised me that I used a lot this year, I'm not gonna say it's my favorite concealer of all time. The CoverGirl is. But I use this concealer for a different purpose, and it was the NARS Soft Matte Soft Matte Complete Concealer. The reason I'm surprised is I've tried this so many times and I still have not found my shade, okay? This is still too yellow for me and too deep. But in the summer, when I got a nice tan, this was really good all over my face. So I don't use it under my eyes. I use it more of like a spot concealer around my face. It is much thicker. It is much like creamier. It is like almost putty-like when you tap into it, but it blends out pretty nice. A lot of people talk about how it's like airbrushy. I have not experienced that like airbrush look. I can see it on my skin. I'm gonna just be honest with you. I can see it. But what I like about it is the fact that it can cover my problem areas or like my redness on my cheeks in the summer because it's a deeper shade, and I don't have to wear full foundation. It's just like a spot conceal kind of thing, and I can blend it out, sheer it out, and it looks great. So I did really enjoy this in the summertime. I am not using it anymore because it's not my shade anymore because I'm not as tan. And in the summer, my face is obviously a little bit more sweaty, so this like was fine. I don't find that it looks good on dryness. So in the winter, I'm not going to be picking her up. But come back to like late spring, all through summer, early fall, she'll be back. She'll be back, okay? For bronzer and blush, I split it into both a cream and a powder option because I've been all over the cream trains. And so I didn't want to just give you a cream, but I also didn't want to just give you a powder because I use both all the time. And I want to give you options. So my cream bronzer favorite by far is the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Shaping Stick in Light. Now, this is, as it says, a bronzing stick. I draw it on my face and then I take my sponge and I just blend it out. Super easy that way. There's also a brush on the other end of this product. That is nice when you're traveling or when you're doing like makeup on the go and you don't have time, or I've even used this brush if I draw the lines on my face and I don't have concealer or anything on under and I just blend it in with this, because I don't like using brushes on my face when I have other products on because I feel like it moves it around, it doesn't blend it in as well, it doesn't melt it into my skin. But if there's nothing else on my skin at the moment, then like this is a great way to quickly blend it out if you're on the go. I also use this all the time to blend it down around my chin and my neck, because sometimes the sponge just doesn't quite do it there and you need to kind of drag it around more and be like a little bit more aggressive. You know, I got some surface area here, so this brush does come in handy there. But it is a great product. The blendability is phenomenal. I think it shears out nicely, not like sheer, you still have a lot of pigment, but it's like you draw it on, you're like, oh, but it blends so easy and I love it. My last year's favorite, I think, was the Fenty Beauty, which I still use all the time, but the second I bought this, I've used it ever since and I've not looked back. I'm pretty sure it's a daily, not daily, but every time I put makeup on, this is the bronzer I'm grabbing, unless I force myself to take something else because of videos. So, love it. Then for the powder, I'm obviously going to talk about my Butter bronzer, which is very broken because she's well loved. This is the shade Bronzer. I know they have multiple shades now at this point, but it's also in the old packaging because that's how old it is. I have hit pan, but she's not gone yet, so she doesn't get thrown away. But the Butter bronzer smells like pina coladas or sunscreen or whatever you want to call it. It's delightful. It does have, it's not shimmer, but it does have a slight glow to it. So it's not a matte bronzer, but it is healthy. It is gorgeous. It blends beautifully. It is delightful. Will I ever live my life without having one of these actively open in my collection? I don't think so. And you know what? I think people have been talking about this bronzer for like at least 5 years and it's well worth it. I know that this is a lot of people's favorite bronzers and it's for a good reason. So if you've never tried it, it is delightful. It is amazing. It's at the drugstore. Physicians Formula isn't the cheapest drugstore brand, but they do a good job, so you can't get mad at them. Okay. Alrighty, my cream blush. I need to thank the one and only Gabrielle Alvarez for this. It is her fault. She is the reason I own it, and it is the Tower 28 Beach Please Magic Hour chicken lip tint or something, but it's a blush. But you can use it on your lips if you want. I got this, and I need to attest the brush that I use. Let me grab it. The brush that I use is also because of Gabrielle Alvarez, because I got this, she said it was amazing, and then I tried to put it on and I was like, it's like, this goes on a little too harsh for me. Like, it's not quite what I'm looking for. I feel like it's like a little thick. Then I saw her putting this blush on with this brush. This is the Real Techniques setting brush. I sent her a DM and I said, what's that brush? And she said, the Real Techniques setting brush. And I was like, oh my God, genius. Next time I went to the store, I purchased one. These together, phenomenal. Ever since I've gotten this, most, if not all of my cream blushes go on with this brush because it's amazing for cream. I know it's a setting brush, it's a liar. It is a cream blush brush. It is tiny, it is precise. You're able to just like tap it on, and then I kind of like just like gently like tap on the outer edges. I just kind of like blend it out. I'll phase it in slowly into here, but mainly it is up on the back of my cheeks, up into my forehead, a little on the nose, call it a day. The combo, match made in heaven. This color is like the perfect everyday blush. Mind you, I have the cream on top right now, but it is just a phenomenal shade. It is just great. They have a million other shades too. The formula is great. Tower 28 is also a great brand for sensitive skin. Best powder blush of the year, I'm pretty sure it's the same as last year, but I don't exactly remember. It is my e.l.f. Bite-Sized Face Duo in the shade Spiced Apple. There are other shades that I like, including Lychee Lychee, but Spiced Apple is my favorite. I have dropped her and the highlighter shade is no longer with us, but I never used it anyways. It was just for this blush. It is stunning. I don't even know how to describe it. It's just beautiful. If you have not tried this, these are $3 a piece. This shade of blush is the best blush you will get, and it's at the drugstore. They have so many shades, but I think Spiced Apple is the best. It is a great, perfect, like neutral, everyday blush. You can use it with every single makeup look in the entire world and it's going to look nice. For $3, like, are you kidding me? Why haven't you tried it? Like, I'm only a hair offended that you haven't tried it. Anywho's in highlighter, okay? If you watch me, you know I don't use highlighters. I don't really highlight my skin. When I do, it's intentional. I'm like, oh, I need to use a highlighter today to go with this video. I need to use a highlighter today just to try one because I feel like I should. But what I do use almost daily and exclusively is Glow by Auric. Morganite is the shade that I use. I should get, I think the next one up is Selenite. I should get it because I think the Selenite shade would be more of like an all over face product, whereas this I kind of target in this area, but it is absolutely perfect and beautiful, and everything about her is perfect, including the creator of the brand, which is Samantha Ravndal, who I find to be a truly delightful, beautiful specimen on the internet. I love this product so much in the packaging and the woman behind it that I even kept the box that it came in when I purchased it, I think last year. No, it must have been this year. I don't know, but I kept the box. It is decor in my home, and I even brought it with me when I moved twice since I've owned this. So I love it. It is just like a liquid highlighter in a pump glass bottle. It is relatively expensive. It's more like luxurious side, but it's more of like an all over face product, if we're being honest, with like a beautiful glow. So the beauty of it is you can take this product and I squirt like a little bit here, a little bit here, and a little bit on my nose, and I start to tap it out with my fingers on the main area, and then I take like a stipple brush and I blend it all the way across my cheek, like this whole area. Then I do the same on this side, and then I blend up on my nose, put some on my cupid's bow, and even on my forehead. Makes you look stunning. That's it. You can wear this out without having any other makeup on. I've done that many times. Put that on with just like mascara, and I look so good, which is surprising because like it's just glow, but it's so nice. It's an amazing product. If you haven't tried it, I would highly recommend it. They have 1,000,001 shades, and I think the beauty of this product in particular is they're highlighters that are skin toned. They're not highlighters that are like champagne and like trying to be like a little bit pinky or a little bit gold. Like, these are skin toned highlighters. So the reason that's awesome is that it makes you look natural. It makes you look like your skin is just like hydrated and luminous just out of pure nature, and it's a true delight. I really want some of their Smoke Reflex, which are like the cream and powder shadow duos, but they're like 30 bucks a piece and I haven't brought myself to do it. Okay, for my powder, my face powder, it's the same as last year. It's the Maybelline Fit Me. This particular one, my daughter drew on this sticky note and stuck it on here, and I've never taken it off since, but this is a loose finishing powder. It is amazing. They are tinted into shades. They have a translucent one, I think, but I've never used it. I use shade 10 Fair Light, but they have like a shade range, so you can get one that matches your skin tone better. It's obviously not like a foundation powder, so it doesn't have to like perfectly match, but it provides like a hair more coverage when you're setting, and it's really great. I have dry skin and I like using this, and that's saying a lot. Mind you, do I use it every day? No, I don't use powder every day. The only time I'm going to be using this is if I have foundation on. So I set up here on my forehead, I set my smile lines, and I, depending on the day, will set under my eyes with a beauty blender, but even that's like too heavy for my under eyes. So like it honestly just depends on the day. Sometimes I even take like a flat shader brush into it, just a little bit, tap it off, and then I put that under my eyes. It's great. I love it. It's another drugstore product. If you need a good powder, loose powder, don't bother buying Laura Mercier or even the Hourglass one, which I own. I think the Fit Me's better. Honestly, I really do. And there will never be a white cast because it's not white. I have another whole one in my makeup collection just waiting to be used, and it's phenomenal. Now I would like to move on to the eyes a little bit here, okay? To start, I want to kind of not jump into eyeshadow palettes yet. I kind of just want to do like the basic meh stuff on the eyes, so the eyeshadow palettes can be saved to like later on, the more fun stuff, you know? Okay, mascara, I think everybody knows my favorite. Butterfingers McGee. It is the L'Oreal Voluminous Lash Paradise Mascara. The only mascara I own, the only mascara I use, and it is delightful in every sense of the word. If you have ever looked at my eyes and you thought, wow, her eyelashes are stunning, what does she use? It is never not this, okay? This is the only mascara I use. Today I put fake lashes on because I'm doing like a holiday look. Wanted to look a little bit more like intense and like extra special, so I did put lashes on, but before that the look looked just as good with this. It's delightful, it's great. The wand is a bit big, so when I'm doing my lower lash line and even my upper lashes, I get mascara all over my face. It's fine, just let it dry, flake it off. If not, you'll forget it's there, you'll let it dry, and then it'll exist for the rest of the day, because that's what I do. And nobody gives a shit, so it's fine. But best mascara I've ever used. That is one of the products I was kind of alluding to earlier when I was saying that there are products at the drugstore that are far superior than what you're getting at Sephora. I think mascara is one of those items. I do not think you need to purchase mascaras from Sephora. I think you can get just as good, if not better, products from the drugstore for literally half to a third of the price. It is insane. So take my word for it. As far as liners go, so favorite liquid liner of the year, Wet n Wild Breakup Proof liner. It's like $2 to $3, and it's, if I drop another product in this video, I swear to God, it's amazing. It's a matte black liquid liner. It has a brush tip applicator, which I love. If you've seen me do wings, I've used this a million times. It's just so easy. I feel like it makes it so easy to just draw a line, go across. It doesn't skip, it doesn't bleed, it doesn't do any of that weird stuff. It stays on all day. It's delightful. I love it. It's amazing. Wet n Wild, can't go wrong. She's cheap. Then, as far as like pencil liners go, this year I feel like I barely use black eyeliner at all, like pencil liner. I used to tightline my upper lash line with black every time, but then it would always transfer and I would get mad, so I stopped doing it, if I'm being honest. And now all I use are some on my lower lash line, and that is either ColourPop Honeydew, which is a cream gel liner, to brighten up my lower lash line. I know I talked about this last year. A cream nude shade on your lower lash line makes your eyes look huge, makes you look more awake. It's just delightful. Life hack, if you're ever exhausted, right on the waterline, you're great. And then what I did start doing a lot, at least the last like month or two, I've been super into like a brown smoky eye, where I use like a deep brown liner on my lower lash line and like blend it out and just go crazy. So the product I've been using for that though is something you cannot get anymore. This is the ColourPop and Raw Beauty Christie Woodsy. I think I've rubbed off all the writing on it, so I have no idea, but I'm pretty sure that's the name of it. This brown is phenomenal. It's like a warm brown and I love it. But since you can't get it, I do want to mention another brown that I have used that I do also enjoy. This is the L'Oreal Infallible Longwear Eye Pencil in brown. It's a sharpener, like you have to sharpen it. Not my favorite, but it is a good brown. If you would like a nice brown eyeliner that is relatively inexpensive, that's a great option. But I guarantee ColourPop has other brown liners. They're also retractable, so they're not sharpeners. They're just like skinny little liners that you twist up, and they must have another brown. So go on their website if you want to try something. If you need a good couple of eyeliners, Honey Dude and whatever brown they have would probably be great, but brown eyeliners are lovely, truly. For my eyebrows, I have used 2 products and 2 products only, and these are what they are. This year, thank you to the wonders of YouTube, I have found brow pens. Brow pens are the greatest invention that have ever come about because I hate brow pencils. I just do. I don't know what it is. I have really thick eyebrows. I feel like they do nothing for me, and it takes so long to get them to do anything that it's a waste of my time. But this is a brush tip liner essentially, but it's a brow pen. So it's like relatively sheer, which is nice. Like you're not gonna get like a super pigmented line. Can't even see that. You're not getting super pigmented. It is relatively sheer. So when you put it in your brows, you're giving yourself like hair-like strokes, which is great for someone with uneven brows like me. You can fake it till you make it. And what I also like is if you go outside your line a little bit, you can kind of rub it off. Like it doesn't like perfectly set at first. You kind of have like some time to play if you do screw up, and wipe it off. And then once it sets, she's good. Like you don't have to freak out about her. But when you combine it with a brow gel, this is the Kosas Air Brow in taupe, you're not going anywhere. I mean, my eyebrows don't move because my eyebrows are unruly and unmanageable and they're super long, but it's a great combination. Your eyebrows are full, they're not gonna wipe off, they're not gonna go anywhere. This is a tinted brow gel, which is something I enjoy because then you don't have to fill them in every day. You can just kind of fluff this through it. They also have a clear one though if you don't want it tinted, but I think tinted brow gels are the superior brow gel on the makeup market. I want to just quickly go over 2 like a single shadow and like a glitter that I've really been enjoying this year. The single shadow that I have been all about recently, and this is a YouTube cult classic. This is the Infallible eyeshadow from L'Oreal in the shade Amber Rush. So these are, I think, $8 a pop. I have 2 of them. This, I have like an iced latte, I think is the name of it. It's like a bright white champagne, and this one. But when I've been doing my like deep smoky brown eye looks, I've been using this, and it's so pretty. They're so soft, they're so beautiful. Let me see if I can get a good. You can just see she is glimmery. So they're not glittery, they're like pure metallic shimmer. They're stunning. They reflect really nicely, and this one is like a decent like mid-tone. So if you're doing a deep smoky eye and you put this on your lid, it's gonna just like add some like deep flavor to that like sexy blown out brown smoky eye. So I highly recommend that shade, but also just the formula of these are so cool that if you find a shade that you like, I think that you will not be upset because they're really nice. And then as far as the glitter goes, I recently got back into this, which is the Urban Decay Heavy Metal Glitter Liner. I haven't used this in years, but someone on TikTok talked about how they always did like this cute little like line in their crease. Mind you, I use this today as well, but they did like a line in their crease to have like this really cool glitter like crease pop, which I loved. And so I started doing it, and then I've been nonstop using this because of that. And I just really enjoy it. I think there's really good ways to do glitters, and a glitter liner is one of them because you don't have to mess around with a glitter primer. You don't have to mess around with a loose glitter that you can spill and make a crazy mess of. It's delightful. It's in a little liner brush. They have 1,000,001 shades. You can just draw it right on. You can also just like tap it on with the liner and like tap it out with your finger. It's great. This Midnight Cowboy shade is really cool because it's like silver and gold. So it can pull really warm, it can pull really cool depending on what you're putting it with. And essentially it's like a neutral because of that. So if you want like a universal shade, I think Midnight Cowboy is the one to go. This is also a cult classic YouTube favorite. So it's just funny that like a lot of these things are just like coming back to me now, but I'm enjoying it. Now for lashes, I wanted to give you a pair that I like as somebody who doesn't wear eyelashes. These are the Ardell Naked Lashes in the style 422. They are what I have on today. Mind you, these are used and they're not nearly as good as these ones right here because they are fresh. These are super lightweight. The band is clear. You are able to put it on very seamlessly. It adds volume. For me, it doesn't add length because my lashes are so long, but that seems to be true with most eyelashes because I have naturally long lashes. The added volume is nice. It's like a layered look, so like you get some like fanning of the lash, which is really nice as well in this style. And it just makes it a little bit more natural rather than just having like a line of like extra lashes, if you will. So if you want a good eyelash, I think these are really nice. They're natural, they're pretty. I don't wear them all the time because I'm not a lash girl, but if I do, I choose these. And then for eyeshadow palettes, given the fact that I have two sides to me, I have like the neutral nude everyday, and then I have like the colorful fun side. I decided two eyeshadow palettes were very important for me because I didn't want to just pick a neutral palette. But the neutral palette I did choose is my ColourPop Nude Mood palette. I don't remember when I purchased this year, but every time I need just like a quick, easy, neutral eyeshadow look, this is what I'm going for. I have a tutorial on my YouTube using all 9 of these shades in one eye look if you want to see that. I've also used this plenty of times on my Makeup Monday videos. And I just really like the depth that you have. You have a lot of different shade options with a lot of different undertones. So you get like a more neutral brown here, a little bit warmer, you get a burgundy, you get a relatively neutral, like a hint warm, but relatively neutral, deep shade to really deepen up your eye looks. And then you also have this really nice transition shade, neutral, delightful. And then this is a wonderful bone shade that you can use to set your whole lid. These shimmers are great. I think this one's considered a glitter, but this wink wink shade, you can see it in the pan. It is very unique. It is very stunning. And it gives you that like wet reflect, and it's delightful. I actually have it on my inner corners, like a little bit on my lid today. It is just really nice. It's a really nice unexpected shade. It's not super pigmented. So when you swatch it, it's like a sheer like topper almost, but it's just wet looking. It is so nice. You can see it. Love it. Nude Mood ColourPop 9-pan shadow palette. Inexpensive, delightful, all of the above. And for my colorful look, I need to thank Gabrielle Alvarez again for making me purchase this just so I could recreate one of her looks, which I think is one of my favorite Makeup Mondays I've ever done, is recreating that look, and it's stunning and beautiful and I loved it. But this is the Nikkie Tutorials and Beauty Bay palette. And you know what? I didn't buy it for a long time. It's been out for a decent hot minute, and I just got it because she told me to. But since I got it, I think I've used every single shade in here at least once. I think I have worn this at least 5 or 6 times, which is a lot because I own a lot of eyeshadow palettes, so to be reaching for the same thing multiple times is not common for me. But this is what she looks like. She's real pretty. There's just a lot of color in here. The only shade that it's really missing is a green, like a true green, because this one, she doesn't like green, so this is a green, but it definitely has like a little bit of a blue tealy color in there. But there's a little bit of everything. You get red, orange, yellow, kind of a green, 2 different blues, like a deep purpley burgundy, a bright pink. You get also this row, or this diagonal right here is like the perfect neutral shades. I've done a delightful, beautiful, all neutral look using this palette. The shimmers are out of this world. There's a couple duochromes. They are just so interesting. The textures are so nice, and the mattes blend beautifully but are so pigmented. It's a great palette. If you like color, if you like Nikkie Tutorials, if you like relatively inexpensive palettes, because surprisingly this wasn't that crazy. It is from Beauty Bay, which is a European company, so the shipping was a little strange. Like, I think my bank account was like, are you sure this is for you? Yeah, I'm not being frauded. I'm just purchasing online. Okay. But I love that eyeshadow palette. I have multiple looks using it, mainly over on my Instagram. So once again, go follow me over there if you want to see me doing any of the eye looks using that palette. You can see how it works in real time. It's delightful. Now let's finish off with lips and setting spray. So to start off, I want to talk about a lip liner. If you watch my channel, I feel like you're gonna be not surprised by my favorite lip liner because I use it almost exclusively. You can tell by the size of it now. This is my Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencil in 606 Forever Walnut. Favorite shade of all time. I'm wearing it today underneath my lip gloss, which I will also be mentioning, but she's stunning. It's just a really beautiful, like the color on here is very accurate. It's like a beautiful, neutral, pulling mauve nude. I don't know, and it's deeper, which is nice because I can kind of give myself an ombre look if I want. It also, this is just like a tone that I really enjoy in lip colors, so it goes with almost every lipstick that I own because of that. And I think it's just a really well-rounded product. Artist Color Pencils from Makeup Forever, I think I have 4 of them total. They're also cool because you can use them on your cheeks, you can use them on your eyes, use them wherever. I have used these before to create wings. I've used them on my waterline. And I think I've tried using them on my cheeks, but I don't remember. I know I've seen Katie Jane Hughes do it and I want to try it for sure because it's super interesting, but they're a very versatile product because they're every single one of them, and the whole line is like eye safe and everything. So if you get one of these, you're not completely locked in to using it only on your lips. I've definitely done tutorials using this as a winged eyeliner before, which is super cool and super fun because getting colors like this in an eyeliner are rare, and using any lip liner can be sketchy because you need it to be eye safe, because not all of them are. Not all liners, lip liners are created equal, so this is delightful. For lipsticks, I had to mention 2. I have a pop of color and I have a nude. I have not really been wearing lipsticks that much. If I do, and I actually didn't grab this one and I should have, it has been the color Reshine from L'Oreal in Glossy Fawn. I do use that one often because it is beautiful. But I didn't grab that today for some reason because it just came to the mind. But for a nude, if I am going for a liquid lipstick and I want something that'll last and stay and I don't want to stress or worry about it for hours at a time, I always grab this color. This is Mellow Cosmetics Berlin. It is a beautiful shade. I'll just give you a little swatch on the back of my hand. It's stunning. And I mean, let's be honest, it matches my lip liner like perfectly because that's the tones I like I mentioned. Let me show you. Forever Walnut, I'll just put it next to it. It's actually lighter, look at that. But the tones are great. So it's a lovely color for me. It's like my favorite nude liquid lipstick. It doesn't dry down super dry. It doesn't, I think, dry down 100%. I'm pretty sure it transfers a little bit, but that makes it more comfortable, so it's not a bad thing. And I really enjoy it. I think it's great. For pop of color, I think we all know what this is. If you watch my videos, you should know that I love the Sephora cream lip stains. I think they are beautiful. I think they're delightful. They are absolutely underrated when it comes to Sephora products in general. And I know these were talked about years ago when Marvelous Mauve was a thing. And I've definitely mentioned that color in my videos as well. But this is 001 or 01. I know they have a ton of reds. I get 01 always. I think they're like 18, not even 18. I don't know, maybe $13, I'm not sure. But this is my favorite red of all time. It is the only red I use. So bright and so beautiful, and it lasts forever. So they are a cream lip stain. I wouldn't call them a stain, they're liquid lipstick, but they don't dry down 100%. Once again, similar to Mellow, so they are pretty comfortable, but they last forever. If you get a more neutral shade, you won't have any issues. You can probably wear it for like 12 hours straight and not have a problem. With a red, I do have to sometimes touch up my like inner rim where it wears off. But what I also find is that if I'm wearing a bright lipstick, I eat a little differently or I drink a little differently. I'll like purposefully like put my mouth like that, or if I'm like biting food, I like make sure I go teeth first, you know, just to like avoid having my lips touching things and rubbing off. But if you want a really nice red, if you want a nice liquid lipstick that'll last and like feel good and just like be juicy and delightful, this red, hands down, my favorite red of all time. I don't even own another red because this is so good. There's no reason for me to own one. I literally only own that red and I use it constantly. I actually just used it the other day. We had like a Thankmas, if you will, like a friend's Christmas, and we were eating dinner and I had that on and I was like, I should probably take this off, it probably looks bad. I looked in the mirror and it looked perfect. I ate like a saucy pork crock pot meal with like rice and like sauce all over it, which like should have ruined it, and it didn't. I looked fine. It was delightful. And then as far as lip gloss is concerned, if you didn't see this one coming, are you even a true fan? I don't know. Maybelline Lifter glosses are the only glosses I even enjoy putting on my lips. I have been using this Tower 28, like when I have no makeup on, I just want my lips to look nice for like a work call. I have been throwing that on, I'm not gonna lie to you, but if I need a lip gloss that is a ride or die true contender that I will never have to question its loyalty to me, it is this guy. This is the Maybelline Lifter in 003 Moon. I've used it so much that it is nearly empty. Like this is almost gone. I'm gonna have to buy another one. That's how much I love this color. But the formula of them are also great. So if you don't like 003 Moon, which if you don't, you're wrong, it's the perfect shade, you can feel free to get any of the other ones. They have some just like cream colors that are more like, more opaque. This is more of like a sheer glittery color. So it gives you a really nice, mind you, I've been talking for an hour now. So the lip gloss has like kind of worn off, but surprisingly it looks pretty good still, given the fact that I've been talking nonstop. So you can still see it on my lips. It just gives a nice reflect. I'll add a hair more just for effect, you know, it's fine. Yeah. I'm not gonna put any on the top just because I'm about to take this makeup off, but you can just see how like juicy and reflective it makes your lips. It is truly amazing. It goes really well with my Wherever Walnut lip liner. It's like a nude, perfect nude with like that hint, I keep knocking stuff over, with a hint of glitter in it, which allows for the light to reflect, but you're not feeling glitter. It's just like truly the most comfortable, delightful, perfect lip gloss of all time. You can go overboard with them, so be careful. If I put on too much, I just do the classic like, and you get off any that are in your inner rim so you don't feel all like goopy and gross. But they smell good. They don't taste great because they're lip gloss, but they smell awesome. They look awesome. They're all around great. They wear really well. I mean, I've been talking for an hour straight and I still had lip gloss on my teeth. Not on my teeth, on my lips. And for the final product at 11:44 p.m., we have the setting spray of all time that everybody should own because it is the only setting spray you should ever have, is the Urban Decay All Nighter setting spray. This is the pollution production, just because when I went to buy the All Nighter last time I purchased one, they didn't have the standard, but Urban Decay All Nighter, best setting spray of all time. I don't know what to tell you. If you want your makeup to last all day, all night, forever, this is the one. I vividly remember seeing a review of this product of somebody in like a neck brace on a stretcher saying like, this product is amazing because like I got into a car accident, was like crying for X amount of hours and like my makeup still looks perfect, and she posted a picture of herself with it and it was this, and it was just so funny. And that will stick with me forever. I don't know why, I thought it was the funniest thing in the entire world. But Urban Decay All Nighter Makeup Setting Spray is the only setting spray you will need. If you don't use setting spray, I think you're wrong. I don't use it every day because I don't want to waste it, because like it's not cheap, but I feel like setting spray is just going to make your skin and your makeup always look better. It kind of melts it all together. If you have powders on top of creams, on top of foundation, and like all this stuff, not only is it going to last longer with the setting spray on top, but it's going to melt together. It's going to look like your skin just like seamless and beautiful and perfect. And all the products are just going to like mesh and just make you look like a stunning goddess that you are, okay? So I think if you're not using setting spray, I would highly recommend this bad bitch. And that, my friends, after an hour of talking, is my yearly favorites for 2021. Now, 2022, the year of awesomeness for me. I feel it. I know it's gonna happen. 2022 is my fucking year, okay? Speaking of my year, my best friend Lindsay and I have a podcast together now called Singles and Thriving. If you have not listened to it, if you have not heard me talk about it, I really enjoy doing it. It's like something different for me, and we talk all the time anyways, but like getting to record it and be fun and goofy is just like my favorite. And we actually talked about like New Year's resolutions recently on the podcast, and like a different kind of resolutions. So if you're seeing this, it should be live, and it's really fun. So if you haven't listened to it, please go listen to it. I can link it down below for you. I think the podcast is great. Also, like and follow our podcast. And if you listen on Apple Podcasts, please rate it like 5 stars and just write nonsense. Doesn't even matter, but as long as you rate it 5 stars, Apple will be like, oh, people like this. This is cool. Let's promote it. So please do that. It's super awesome. I don't know. I love it. Also, like I've mentioned 1,000,001 times, I would follow me over on Instagram at @KateLoveJolene_makeup, and TikTok is also the same handle, so feel free to go over there and follow me there. If you have not subscribed down below, I'm not sure why you're breaking my heart and being such a goddamn Scrooge, but maybe you should just like fucking do it. Hit the bell, like and comment on this video, make me happy, let me enjoy my life, help me make 2022 my year. Like, this is your job, people, okay? You don't have a choice anymore. This isn't about you, it's about me, okay? Anyways, I wanted to mention, based off the podcast, this is why I went on a podcast rant. Lindsay and I have decided we're doing a dry January. That doesn't mean no drinking, which I probably would do anyway, just because I don't drink often. But we're not buying anything unnecessary for the entire month of January. So I'm gonna be doing at least a whole month's worth of videos with 0 new products in it. So like, if you have any ideas, feel free to let me know. It's really hard for me to just like come up with a great idea for something without getting something new and exciting to like inspire me. But I do have a couple series that I'm trying to get more into and be more consistent with. So if you have any other ideas of videos you want me to do, things you want to see, or anything that you liked in the past that you'd like to see me do more of, feel free to leave it down below, whether it's a random color makeup challenge or whatever it is, or evolution of makeup, or if you want me to start the books and beauty I mentioned, or anything fun like shop my stash kind of videos, or full face doing with nothing new, anything. Let me know what you want to see, what you like. If there's any palettes you've seen me use in the past you want me to see me use again, also would be great to know. But anyways, this video is long enough. I don't need to ramble right now, so here I am telling you that I'm going to leave now. I love you all. I hope you had a fantastic 21. I hope 2022 is also your year, just like it is mine, okay? We're gonna manifest the shit out of that. And good night. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm losing my mind. It's midnight. Okay, it's midnight.